Look, it's a real life, fully functioning DM. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
You-
whoop, whoop,
yeah.
whoop,
Oh
whoop,
my!
Yeah, yeah.
whoop, whoop. And better yet, ooh.
Gonna shoot himself in the face with an arrow.
Ah,
Yeah.
He died. Oh god.
and look, cute little cure wounds effects.
We're all level 20 now.
Ooh, look at that. What other cool ones? I got a cool little hack one. Look at this. Nice and gory.
Get all that.
Uh,
So
and
realistic.
there's other spell effects as well. Oh, that one's not working. That's right.
Like I'm watching Saw right now.
Yes. Oh, and this is what I got for my birthday, by the way. This Lego thing.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun putting
Nice.
it together.
We've got Obi-Wan coming out Friday, right?
Oh, the Obi-Wan one?
Obi-Wan on Disney. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, me too. Hopefully it's good. Okay, so
Yep.
welcome back to the Shattered Teeth, everyone, and where we picked up 2 weeks ago. Eris. Ooh. Some, after going down underground and discovering this very evil looking, very powerful looking entity, which you only just survived just by walking past it. But you did survive. And you come up to another temple, and you found some bodies there. Wasn't good. You did find the bodies of someone called Ren and someone called Seely, who you recognized as two orphans from the orphanage that you ran. And we'll pick it up just as you guys are emerging. Let me just get the map here. Emerging from the temple out into the desert surrounding Eris's hometown of Amberbarrow. If you remember Eris, you got some clues there. You took a footprint, effectively, did a quite good job, and noticed, the little scuff marks and little tears that inevitably happen on the bottom of a shoe. So I assume you feel that if you can find who the shoe belongs to, you could perhaps solve a few mysteries. So, mighty band of revengers, what would you like to do?
Eris would like to head to the Greenfields orphanage. And I guess when I say she would like to, she is basically beelining it there, and whether or not people come with her or not is up to them.
No, I'm happy to support. I do like. So what do you how long does that travel? How long does that walk?
Not terribly long. You get there in a few hours.
Okay. So as we're going there, Rafe would like to hear more about. You kind of gently ask. So what's the story here? You seem to know these kids. Did you tell us why you know these kids? How you know them?
Well, I mean, I'm from here. They're kids that were in the orphanage. Not well. I mean, I wasn't there at the same time as them, to be said. Like they were babies when the last time I really saw them. Just little things.
But-
I've been here in and out, but I've been always sending money and stuff. But this doesn't seem right. Not they shouldn't have been here at all.
Yeah, I'm definitely want to help you out and find out what happened, why they're here. I mean, this is odd to be, of all things, for the coincidence of them. I don't like coincidences. This is odd coincidence. But what's your connection to the orphanage? Do you may know that you're from there? Could they have used that against you somehow?
Well, I mean, I've never told anybody explicitly. I mean, the old crew that I used to ran with knew. But without sounding to beat myself up a little bit here, kind of when you're a weirdo tiefling freak, it's kind of assumed that you're from an orphanage.
I mean, are you? I didn't know that. I mean, is this the same orphanage you're from originally as a previous
Yes.
resident? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
I guess that's why I'm kind of a little bit more upset over this than I probably would be normally, but either way, I took on more of like a I don't want to say a leadership role, but like a protective role. I've been sending them money. I've been trying to get everybody better. I've been trying to make things better, but that's not fucking better. They're dead.
Right. But I mean, it doesn't mean that it's connected to you. It could be just I mean, it could be just be a part of this world we live in that's kind of crazy and stupid and bad things happen, right? And we can try to stop those bad things from happening. But unless you think there's some connection, does anybody know that we're doing what we're doing? Is anybody could have connected it and connected as you did? No, it's gotta be random, right?
I mean, I guess if you were to go out and try to find sacrifices, an orphanage is uh, yep.
Bad,
I don't even
bad
want to.
thing, right? That's
It's people. You would find people that wouldn't generally be missed,
okay.
I guess.
Okay. So we're going to try to go to back to the orphanage to find out if who took them is there or if they're okay.
I mean, I want to know if the others are okay. I want to know how
Okay,
this
fair.
happened. Like,
Okay.
they're not supposed to leave unless they're like, adopted with loving families and happy
Right.
forevers and shit. Not
Okay.
in my bag.
Okay. Fair. Okay. I'm just trying to get my head around what I hate coincidences, and this is a big one. To you would know somebody where we are, and it makes me uncomfortable. Makes me worried. And then want to know what we're getting into. I'm trying to think ahead and make sure we're not walking into anything. But I'm happy to help out and figure out what's going on. I'll follow your lead.
What? Here. You mind, Rafe? If you take a look at this footprint and keep an eye out for it.
Yeah,
It's very
absolutely.
specific. I'm maybe a little bit cluttered in the head at the moment. I don't know if I can keep a good eye out for it.
Absolutely.
And Eris will take out the kind of footprint and show it to Rafe and make sure that he kind of knows what he's looking for.
Try to. Okay. We're tracking it in the sand, or are we just looking for it where we're going?
If you see, I mean, I guess as we're going along, yeah, if as we're going through the sand, maybe. I mean, I don't understand where else they would go other than Amber Barrow from where we're at, unless they went all the way up to Little Glen, which maybe they did. I'm not sure, but I mean, maybe the orphanage might have some tracks on it too. I mean, sometimes they let things slip, and sometimes they don't clean up after themselves. I don't sweep. I know I didn't sweep when I was there.
And you had a plan as well to get something to help go back to the chain and lock down this mechanism, right?
Yes. Okay. So, essentially, if we can get a lot of either clay or a hardening substance, we can basically lock that mechanism up from the inside. If we really needed to, I suppose we could really, really heat up metal and pour it through there and keep it shut. Just something that'll harden inside.
Anything that does it well, because I mean, as far as we know, there's an army up there that could come down, right? So we have two things we're trying to do. One is try to find out what's the status of the orphanage and what the connection is between the orphanage and the chain, and if everybody's okay. And the second thing is to try to find some solution. I like the idea of the heated metal. Seems to be stronger to come back and try to jam this up well enough that it can allow us to go find a bigger strategy around Little Glen, right? So after we do that, if we go back and discover the orphanage and figure out what's going on there, and then we come back here to the chain to lock it up, what's next? Are we going to Little Glen? What's our plan from there? Or are we going to just take it 2 steps at a time?
I mean, I want to see what's going on in Amber Barrow first before I can even decide what we're gonna do.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like Little Glen isn't something we're able to do by ourselves.
Right.
Probably. It depends on how many people there are. But we don't have any information on that at all.
You guys had an idea going to a counselor after that, right? To try to see if we get some support. What's going on?
Um. Malcolm, would Eris know anybody in Amber Barrow that would possibly be able to help in this instance, or is like a group of militia probably more akin to like Silverdale, probably, right? Because that's the capital.
Okay, two things I just want to point out. Number one, the footprint you got was from inside the temple. The sands there didn't move because there's no winds going through there, so that's why you got a very good footprint from there. And the second
Yeah.
thing I want to point out, tracking people across the desert when the sands move is impossible. So you
Yeah.
got the footprint from inside the temple, you saw it leaving the temple. After that, you got no idea. It's just impossible to track. And to answer your second question about Silverdale, I'm just going to ask you, Mr. Sean, Rafe Fowland, to come over to voice channel 2 for a second.
Sure.
Okay, so your mother, who you apparently killed, correct? Aslan McAllister, right, was the queen
Mhm.
who you
Correct.
supposedly murdered, but you didn't. Your brother set it up from you. If you remember, there was an alliance between. They kept the peace between both empires because of the marriage,
Mhm.
and the daughter, Dedrick Fall, the Aslan McAllister was the daughter of Dedrick Falwillow. Now,
Right.
Dedrick Falwillow is one of the members of the Council of Five. So,
Okay.
by association, Dedrick Falwillow, the head council member in Silverdale, is your grandfather.
Right.
Does that make sense?
He's over there, and yeah,
Yep.
he's in Silverdale.
Silverdale, yep. And
Okay.
there's a Council of Five there.
Okay.
The one open council member is your grandfather, Dedrick Falwillow,
Okay.
and the four other ones are anonymous.
Okay.
And I would say that you've had some. He knows you.
Okay.
Um,
That was his question.
so that would be a connection for you in Silverdale.
Okay. That
I didn't
works.
want to just lay it out there publicly, but if you want to
Yeah.
reveal
Yeah.
that, then you can.
Yeah.
I just want to make it clear that you know Dedrick Falwillow because he's your grandfather.
Okay. That works. Absolutely. Cool.
Okay, let's bounce back.
Huh?
A ball and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What?
Huh?
You calling what?
That's okay. Don't worry about it, bud.
No. Okay, yeah. So actually, I do know somebody in Silverdale that might be able to help us. My grandfather actually is there. I need to find a spot somewhere and like some notes in.
We should go and look at the orphanage first.
I
see
agree.
Where the
Absolutely
trail
agree.
leads.
Absolutely agree. And then from there, go back to the chain to try to jam it up. And then I think from there, maybe you try to get some help from the council at Silverdale. Does that work, guys?
That sounds good to me. As long as we're going to Greenfields orphanage first, yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
To answer your question, though, Eris, you don't have any type of political influence at all in Silverdale. You might know some poor people, but the more people who care about orphans, so i.e., no actual power whatsoever. So
Yeah,
that's
fair
answered your
enough.
question, but I just wanted to bring something up with Rafe. It sounds like beelining for the Greenfields orphanage.
Yeah.
Okay, so having these tactical meetings, you head as fast as you can to Amber Barrow. Now, I will point out, as you go there and you look behind, you see smoke rising from Little Glen. Just plumes of black smoke rising into the air. So, make of that what you will. But you do arrive in Amber Barrow. Amber Barrow is pretty much just like you remember it, Eris. It's a kind of a sleepy port city. It does have a harbour with ships coming and going, but it's kind of become less affluent, shall we say, as Silverdale has taken over as a capital and the ruling city of this area. So you go through the streets, you recognise the markets, you acknowledge a few old friends, and you finally get back to where I guess you started this adventure, back to the Greenfields orphanage. Now, firstly, you're pleasantly surprised to see that the Greenfields orphanage, it has improved. The leaky roofs have been shingled correctly and tarred. They're not going to leak for a long time. The holes in the walls have been repaired. A fresh coat of paint has been put over it. It's still not the best, but it seems as if the money you've put in has been well spent. I mean, it was a shithole before, but now it's gone up a few levels. As I said, no longer holes in the roof, and some of the holes in the walls, and some of the grounds, and a fresh coat of paint. It's a wonder what a fresh coat of paint could do. But as you approach the orphanage and swing open the gates, the kids, a whole bunch of them, see you. And they just come tearing up the front path of the orphanage. Couple of them grab round your leg, couple of them jump into your arms, and you almost fail to catch them, but they jump onto you. And they say, Eris, you're home. We missed you so much, Eris. Eris, we love you. Thank you for coming back.
It's wonderful to see you all.
Did you bring candy?
Did I bring candy? She kind of goes through her inventory looking for candy. She does not have any candy.
Udas will offer her a bottle of rum if you'd like it. I know that's inappropriate for children.
Can we have some, miss? That looks good. Can we have some, miss? Please, please, please.
Just a little bit. Just stick your finger in the bottle, put it in your mouth. There you go. A tiny bit.
Are you happy with Udas, with dirty little kids sticking their fingers into your rum?
I just give her that bottle. That bottle is hers. Just that bottle.
They stick their fingers in and they get that shocked expression as the burning sensation of the rum goes. That's disgusting. And they stick the finger in and take some more.
Yeah.
Why are you back, Eris? Are you here forever? You gonna stay with us like you did before? You gonna stay? Please.
I can't, but I am here to see
Oh.
Benson. Is Benson here?
Yeah.
Now?
He's just inside. Did you find us a forever home, Mara? Oh, Mara. Sorry, Eris. Did you find us a forever home, Eris? Did you?
No,
please?
not yet. I'm working on it though. Maybe quickly before I leave, I'll do a little booklet up for each of you, and we can hand them out and stuff later.
That'll be great. Because we're kind
but-
of happy that with Ren and Seely found their homes. We're happy for them, so we're hoping you'd find us one too.
There is like,
Please.
Eris's face just goes flat. Like if ever there was like just a straight line for a mouth where like you're trying not to say something upsetting, but you're very upset.
Did you?
She's
find
not
us
masking
one?
it well.
Like Ren and Seely, they found one. Did you find us one?
You know what?
Udas
I'll,
will speak up and say, take it from another orphan kid. Sometimes it's better not to be adopted, and let's move on.
Oh, he's serious.
Yes. We'll find, better homes. And the look at Greenfields. Greenfields is looking really nice, right?
Yeah,
You guys all well fed here?
Yeah, Mr. Benson's done a good job. He sent us gold. So thank you, Miss Eris.
Of course, yeah, I have to. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go talk to Benson. You kids go play in the yard, okay?
Oh, we don't want to. We miss you. And by the way, even though you're slightly grumpy demeanor, Udas, a couple of kids have attached themselves to your hands. Just boop, holding your hands. Not saying anything, just grabbed your hand. Oh, please, miss,
Well,
we haven't seen
you
you for so long.
Do anything.
You know what? Here, and Eris is going to look around, look for the least threatening person out of all of us. She's going to grab.
Don't do it.
Do
She's
it.
gonna grab. Well, first of all, is Kenryu with us at this point in time?
Oh, so yes. And,
Oh yeah, I guess so.
and Roman. We'll say they're with
Okay,
you as well.
perfect. Well, I'm gonna leave Kenryu and Soren out here to take care of the children.
Okay.
Soren,
I'm feeling hungry.
you're in charge. You're the adult here.
I'm the adult here. Oh boy.
Look at Kenryu. Do you think he's the adult here?
True.
Nothing registers, Rafe. I'll let
It's
you
like-
know. How long does it last? End of your next turn. Okay, so, but yep,
Yeah.
nothing.
Like
Just little old me in your divine sense.
Oh yeah, nothing unusual. You know about.
divine sense,
right.
man. You just gotta try to take a shot. I mean, it's just a hard thing to get a use out of.
One day you'll get something other than me. One day.
Yeah.
Do you promise to
But,
come play with us afterwards? Please,
Uh,
Miss Harris.
yeah. For a little bit before before it gets too dark.
Aw.
But we're not staying for too long.
Oh, why not?
Okay, I do. Because I have a very important business meeting for
Aw,
business stuff.
You got so boring, Miss Eris.
Yeah, adulthood does that to you. You just
Aw.
kind of die a little on the inside. Anyways, I need to go talk to Benson.
Aw. Okay.
Okay, enjoy them. And I'm gonna point over to Soren and Kenry.
Okay, about half of them go and play with Kenryu and so on. The other ones are just kind of hanging around. You do
Okay.
know where Benson Ryder's office is. Is that where you head?
Yep, I will do so.
Okay, I assume Rafe and Udas are going with her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And you just make sure the kids that attach to him go outside.
Okay.
Yep, that would be horrifying.
You sort of have to pry them off your arm, and it's kind of difficult because you're so much stronger than them. It's a little unfair, but they eventually get the message as you unpry themselves from you, and you get to the office. The door's open. You see Benson Ryder there doing some bit of paperwork, and a couple of things you notice. Number one, there are kids peering in from the window. It's chins over like this, kind of peering inside, seeing what's happening. And Benson Ryder's sitting down and says, Oh, Mr. Eris, wonderful to see you. Benson Ryder is this 50, 60-year-ish old guy, very dark skinned, got a pale, his hair's gone green, he's got that kind of strip around the back of his head. But a kindly smile is returned to you. And he says, Oh, Miss Eris, it has been so long. Did you like the improvements we've done around here? All thanks to you, of course.
Yeah, looking great, Benson. We have some things that we need to talk about that are pretty serious, though. Here, just one second. Eris is gonna make her way over to the windows, and is there like shades? Can she pull down the shades?
Yes, there is, but they're not perfect shades. They're like those little flat. What do you call them?
You trying to block view? Or you trying to make sure we don't know we're here? What are you trying to do, Eris?
Well, there's children looking inside. I do not want the
Yeah.
children looking inside.
So, Rafe will kind of gently nudge Udas's back closer to the window, and his big shoe shape should almost be like a big shade. Should block the window.
Okay, that would be enough. I should remember those windows. The windows that got little pieces of wood like this, like go up and down. What are they called? Slats? No, that's not right.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Oh, whatever. With the Udas, his width is enough to block. Children are still outside and listening though, because that's what children do.
I can't affect the sound. I don't have anything for that.
Eris will take out. Let me see. What do I have? Don't have my pythons anymore.
Eris, they have to learn one day. Sometimes peeking gets you
I
answers
feel
to
like
questions you don't want asked.
it's not that. Yeah, no. Not today. I feel like today is not that lesson to learn. She's going to pull out a few of the torches from her bag of holding.
Uh-huh.
She is going to use her magical tinkering ability on them, and one of the abilities is the object continuously emits your choice of an odor or a non-verbal sound, winds, waves, chirping, or the like. And then it's perceivable up to 10 feet away. I'm going to put in a separate one on each of them. Like I'm gonna put waves, wind, chirping, like just like a mess of noises, and I'm gonna place them at the bottom of each window. So that it
noise
white
obscures.
noise
machine.
generator.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds goes up. It's kind of unusual, this combination of sounds, but you're fairly confident that it's creating a barrier of sound in some sense.
Yeah.
Miss Eris, what's going on? This is unsettling.
Well, to be honest, I am currently unsettled myself, but here I think it is best if we keep this quiet,
Okay.
as much as possible. I need to know, first of all, who adopted Ren and Seely.
It was some people from Silverdale.
When?
Oh, about 10 days ago.
You happen to know what they looked like? The parents, the adopters, I guess.
Just a couple of nice humans. A man and his wife adopted Seely, and this lovely couple of guys adopted the other ones, both from Silverdale.
Thinking back to the other bodies that are inside of my bag of holding right now, does that kind of match the description of what I would say it is? Or is it all children that's in that bag?
It's
Because
all
I put all
children.
the bodies in my bag. Okay.
Yeah, you recognize 2 of the 5, but they're all definitely children. Why the grim face? This is happy news.
She kind of puts her hand out and kind of lowers it slowly down, and kind of like a motion of like, keep your voice down, keep your emotions down, sort of like be quiet. And Ren and Seely are dead. I found them.
His face just goes ashen. No, they went to Silverdale. That can't be true.
Benson, I have them with me. They are not. They're not with us anymore in that sense, but I have them physically in my bag. I have their bodies.
What are you saying, Eris? What? He looks very
I-
confused and flustered.
There is some sort of underground, I don't know, demonic, devilish, some sort of weird temple not far out of Amberbarrow that we've found ourselves in. And we found Ren and Seely had already perished there,
No.
as well as a few other children that I don't recognize. I've I've brought their bodies here, so at least we can find out who these others are and give them proper burials and something. But
We've actually adopted 5 children in a short amount of time. Do you think it's those 5?
You said they did?
No, well, people. They were adopted. We had 5 children adopted recently, all in Silverdale. To different families.
Benson, Benson, can you hold your breath? How long can you hold your breath, Benson?
What are you talking about?
I don't want to bring them out, but could you please pop your head in and take a look at the deceased and maybe confirm the others, if possible?
He
I
looks a
don't-
little panicked. Make a persuasion check.
11.
I hold my breath.
It's
Can you just show
it's-
it to me?
Okay. And I'm gonna kind of glance over at the windows. Do I still see children?
I'm going to say with the shades shut, with Udas standing there, with the waves and the crashing and adult things going inside, you don't see any children. You don't hear them, they're kind of laughing and giggling. With Soren, is Soren comfortable with this, or is Soren a little uncomfortable around these children?
He's chilling. He's feeling fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got bored.
Um.
There's nothing interesting here anymore. So you're sure, you're fairly certain there's no children watching.
Okay, Eris is gonna go walk over to the desk, pick up one of the chairs, and kind of jam it underneath the door handle so that no unwanted children walk in on this scene.
Okay.
And then she's going to kind of lay her bag flat on the ground, and ever so gently, as if it was like almost like one of those like morgue tables where you're pulling it out. She's just gonna pull out the bodies one by one.
Benson just stares as the bodies come out one by one, and it gets even paler. Put them back, Eris. Put them back.
Eris will do so. She will hesitate on the three that she doesn't know and kind of gives Benson a look of like, is this the person, like, looking for a nod of confirmation?
He nods.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. She'll put them all back in.
Then he just lays his head down and his hands bows his head and just starts weeping.
We need names. We need who
Descriptions.
something isn't right here. Whoever's been adopting these children recently is there's obviously something not right. I think in the meantime, Benson, I think it might even be best if we just stopped the adoptions at the moment until we can get this all sorted out.
Okay.
This is terrible. Yes, do you have any information on who adopted them?
Yeah, I have the adoption records in the a filing cabinet. Just give me a moment. And he stands up, kind of wipes the tears that are streaming down his face even now, and he wanders over to the filing cabinet and he just starts shuffling through them.
Can you tell us anything about these individuals?
Let me just find these records.
Sure.
And he keeps shuffling through. Could have sworn they were in here. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can tell you. Those who adopted Celie, and she was so happy. You know, Celie's kind of lost. She didn't really know who she was or where she's from. She was adopted by a family called the Darringtons. I mean, if you go to Silverdale, I'm sure you can find them there. There's the Darringtons.
What did they look like?
Well, there was Nin, was the mother, and Darren was the father. They were well-to-do. The first thing that struck me out about them is that they were elves, elves of some distinction. Yeah, I'm sure you could find them in Silverdale.
You notice any symbols, anything else that might anything odd about what they wore, anything else that might have stepped out of, might have struck out, been obvious? Stuck out is what I'm trying to say. Dang.
Were rich as sin. I mean, they arrived on a carriage. I gave them a tour of the orphanage, and I asked about the stories of the children, and then filled out the paperwork and left with Celie. She was so happy.
Did they say how they heard about you? How they needed to come here? Like the reason why they came all the way from orphanage to here instead of from one somewhere else? They go ahead.
The only thing that was strange is how quick the process happened.
I'm sorry, say again.
The only thing that was unusual was how quick the process happened. Usually, on the odd occasion when we do get adoptions, people come and visit 3, 4, 5 times. They came down in a carriage with horses, and I guess you'd call him a butler. And I gave them the tour, and they picked Celie, and off she went.
They mention Eris's name at all by name?
No.
Okay.
They came with a butler as well. What did the butler look like?
He was human, quite young for a butler, 25, kind of slicked back hair, kind of on the paler side. Seemed like a nice enough chap.
Were any of them bald by chance?
Good question.
No. I mean, the lady had quite the head of hair. I'm sure not all of it was her, if you get what I mean. She was wearing some extravagant wig. And the guy just had a short back and sides type of cut. They weren't bald.
I suppose I'll clue you in on this as well, just so that you're aware and can keep an eye out on your side of things, Benson. The cult/temple thing that we were dealing with, a lot of their members are bald.
Okay.
So keep them away at all cost. I hate to be I don't know, hair classist, I guess, but like no baldies for the foreseeable future.
Okay, I don't understand, but okay.
Okay. Okay, and so that was who adopted Celie. What about Ren?
She's hey.
Well, they were the Sky Arms. That's what they called themselves. They were humans. There was Murdalm's Sky Arm, and her husband, whose name was Fittle. Humans. They did visit a few times. Once again, seemed like nice enough people. I mean, we were just happy that people were getting adopted.
Anything odd about them that stuck out? Anything that
Well, they weren't as rich as the other ones, as the Darringtons. Good, solid people. I got the impression they were unable to have children on their own, so they, wanted to, reach out and make the world a better place.
did they come the same time as the Darringtons? Was it like soon after, soon before?
5 days, I guess.
5 days before or 5 days after?
After.
Did they seem to know the Darringtons? They referenced them. Like how they come to the orphanage? What made them think to come here?
Well,
You know?
as they explained, they couldn't have children of their own, and they heard that Amber Barrow's, in general, not doing as well as Silverdale. So if you want orphans, well, why not go to a desperate place like Silver Barrow?
There was really nothing that connected the two. You see anything in common with the Darringtons? No connection that you know of.
Kind
I-
hearts.
I will say, Rafe, one of the services that I provided for our lovely orphanage was making and handing out pamphlets for her and about the children so that they would get adopted.
Okay. And did you do that in Silverdale quite a bit?
I have given them out a lot over a lot of different places to try to at least get some people to come and adopt, so that things would be a little bit better. I don't know if that's connected to this, but it very well could be.
Okay.
Okay. Were the Sky Arms bald by any chance, or no?
No, they were not.
And you confirmed that they were also from Silverdale?
Yes. All the adoptions went to Silverdale, which isn't surprising.
And the
you had
other three, I'm sorry, Rafe.
No, go ahead.
The other three, I don't know their names. What was the circumstances of their adoptions? Was it very similar?
Yeah, just to save some time, he goes through and explains the three names of the three other children. Gives you three other sets of family names, um, all of all middle to upper class from Silverdale. He gives you the list, and he finished off. I think that's correct. As I said, I misplaced the orphanage, the adoption papers. I'm sure they're around here somewhere, but I'm pretty sure what I told you is correct.
You misplaced all five?
Look, ever since Miss Eris left, I've been left running this place by my own. I mean, I'm responsible for the education. I'm responsible for their meals. I'm responsible for the adoption processes. It just gets overwhelming. And you see, his office is in a bit of a mess.
Alright.
You know,
I do want to do
it's-
insight check though, just as
What are you inciting exactly?
truthfulness. It doesn't matter. I don't. Yeah, unless he's. Probably doesn't matter.
You don't know either way. You don't know if he's bullshitting or not, so you just
All
make
right.
that decision yourself. But yeah, just look. You don't understand, Miss Eris. When you left, it was just me. You know, I had to get here and earn what little I could. You know, I take some of the money that you left, but you know, I need to feed my wife and my two daughters. But I hardly ever see them. I'm just working all the time here. Kids crying asleep. You know, some of the orphanage, we know that their parents left this world in not the best ways, and they're traumatized. So I'm the counselor, I'm the teacher, I'm the cook, I'm the cleaner, I'm the admin. So I apologize if I can't find the adoption papers. It's just hard.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Would you mind, Benson, if I took a look around, just quickly around the office? Also, I'll stop on my way. I did promise to play with the children. I'll maybe go and quickly, before dinner, grab them each a little snack, and I'll stop by the bank. And I think maybe what we need here is some a little bit of hired help too. I think we need somebody to help out, some reputable people that we've known for a while, not people
Okay.
coming in from Silverdale. If you know what I mean, just to help you out a little bit. I do have some money left. I can still help out a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take a look around though. If you don't mind.
Sure, go for it. So you're basically
Okay.
doing an investigation around the office to try and find the adoption papers.
Yes.
Okay. Investigate away.
26.
You give it a good, thorough search, and you go and rifle through all these stacks of papers on the desk, going through one by one, taking careful note. You find lots of receipts for things like shingling of the roofs, that gives you some confidence. You find scraps of papers with notes with Benson reminding him to do stuff, but they're buried under other bales of paper. And you spend a good 10, 20 minutes just rifling through the paper. You do not find the adoption papers.
Okay. Eris is going to walk over to Benson's desk.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to kind of take a look at his desk, kind of more so the area that he would sit down and write. Does he write with just a general like long quill
Yep.
pen?
Yep.
Okay. This is gonna sound extremely disgusting because it's people dust that she has in her bag, but we're going to ignore that for a second there. She's going to take a little bit into her hand and kind of blow it across the desk to see if there's any indentations from previous writings on the desk.
Okay. So you're using human dust to get up any indentations on the desk to see if there's any other writing.
Yeah, to see if I can kind of just see any faint writing or anything like that.
Make your perception check. Eris, the investigator.
Ooh, not bad. 18.
You do see something. Give me just a second. I'll show you what it is. You only recognize this because of your heritage. But you notice something scratched, kind of in the center of the table. You know there's other words around it, but you can't quite place your finger on it. But that's what it looks like. I put it in Discord. And you do recognize it as a letter from the Infernal alphabet. You do speak Infernal, right?
Yes.
Yes. You recognize it as what would be most closely translated to a K. That's it. That's all you know. It's a K. Could have been part of a bigger message. You don't know, but there is a K there, written in Infernal. Obviously, like a or a, but the closest approximation in English would be a K.
Okay, I'm going to ask Benson if anybody has written in Infernal on any of the paperwork.
What are you talking about? Infernal? I write here in common.
Okay. She's going to kind of flip up a piece of her armor and basically make a magical tinkering copy of that letter in the exact way that it is shown.
Okay.
Because you know how each person has a different way of writing each letter. Just so that she has it kind of there memorized.
Okay.
And then she's going to kind of take a look at not the desk, but the storage system that he was using. I'm assuming like the file,
Storage
whatever he had.
is a loose word for it. Piles of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see if I can find any other kind of indents of any other sort of infernal.
Nope. Just that K-looking symbol.
Eris kind of clicks her tongue. Okay. I have an idea. It's not a very good one. She's going to grab a few of the empty adoption papers and put them in her bag.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
I don't think there's really much else that she can... she's going to, now that the conversation is mostly done, investigate the windowsills for any sign of a break-in.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Nope.
Well, it's an 8. There's no natural ones on ability checks, but a natural one's still bad. I mean, they look old. Don't look as if anything's been broken into. Yeah, maybe there's scratch marks from some kids climbing in and out when they perhaps weren't supposed to. But in your opinion, nothing nefarious.
Okay. Eris will turn to Rafe and would you mind maybe taking a look outside of the windows and seeing if you can find any tracks that aren't like children-sized?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a perimeter search. I was waiting for you to be finished, so I'll do that. And then
I don't think there's
I wanted-
anything else that I could do in this room.
I want to do two things. Yeah, look for any kind of tracks outside the window, but also I want to do just like a perimeter kind of check as a military guy would do, just to check see if anybody's watching the house, or if it's orphanage, anybody's looking at it, anything like that.
Okay, make me 2 checks. Make me a survival check to see if you notice anything unusual, and just make me a perception check to see if you can spot, anybody watching you. Okay, you do your perimeter search and looking outside the window, looking at the tracks. Lots of children's tracks. Lots of bigger footprints, which you assume are Benson's. And you look around to see if anybody's watching you. you don't see anything unusual. I mean, you see some people looking in, but they're more curious that this, rather eclectic group of people have entered the Greenfields orphanage. But nothing that strikes you as unusual, just curiosity.
And the survival check find anything? That's why I missed that.
The footprints of children, lots of them.
Okay.
The footprints of one adult, you assume are Benson's.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
I mean, things are pretty dusty here, given the proximity to this desert-like area. Yeah, that's what you notice.
He'll make his way back in and let Eris kind of know covertly, and then he's going to try to kind of take guard and keep an eye out for things outside.
Okay.
Eris saw you.
Yeah. Is there any other And she kind of like takes a look at the windows to make sure that the kids aren't like peeping in still. I mean, the
not.
sound barriers are still up.
They're not.
Is there any other information that you think might be able to help us with this at all?
Short of going to Silverdale and talking to those people, no.
Yeah. I plan to. Okay. I need to we need to bury these kids, Benson.
What do we tell the children?
No, I don't think we do.
Would break their hearts for so many reasons. I mean, as you know, when you grow up in an orphanage, the Felon orphanage are like siblings. And
I know.
the last memory they have of all these children is happy, laughing, as they head to Silverdale. And of course, once they left, everything got a little darker as kids thought about, why wasn't it me?
I know.
Yeah. So how and where do we bury them?
Would there... I suppose there wouldn't really be too much of a graveyard at the orphanage. That's kind of fucked up and macabre.
There is a graveyard in Amber Barrow, though, for sure.
Yeah.
People die.
Do they?
What?
I wouldn't
Spoiler
know.
alert, you're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm not gonna die. Of natural causes, at least. Of stupidity, yes.
So you just doomed your character. Just saying.
That's why I said of stupidity and not natural causes.
Good to put that proviso on.
Benson, I'll figure it out. I'll talk to some of my people, and I'm sure we can figure out a nice little spot for them somewhere.
Okay.
And Eris does plan to go out and talk to some of her kind of lower class horror, kind of criminal-esque contacts if she has any in the area. She wants to find like a nice plot. Yeah. Like a nice plot of land for them to be buried. Because taking them to an official graveyard, 5 massacred kids, I feel like is kind of a cause of concern for the local authorities. Yeah. She will kind of let Benson know that she'll be back.
Okay, I just need a moment. I'll get my bearings and I'll carry on with things that need to be done at the school, the meals, the lessons, and so on. I need a moment.
Of course. And yeah, she'll head out and go talk to those contacts because she does not want these children in the bag any longer than they have been in this bag.
Okay, the contact you know is a barkeep at one of the local taverns. A man named Julius. And you know that Julius, if anybody knows anything around town, it's Julius, because drunk people tell him stories that they really shouldn't be sharing such information. So Julius at one of the local taverns would be good. And as you approach, and I assume go into the tavern, Julius says, "Hey, Eris! Welcome back, my friend. Can I get you a drink?"
Yeah, I feel like there'll be a great many drinks a little bit later, Julius. You mind if we chat in the back for a few minutes?
Sure. And he wipes his hand on his dirty apron, thinking that he's going to clean it. Swings open the door to the kitchen where some people are preparing meals. Yeah, well, what is it? What is it, Eris? You look serious.
It is a very serious topic, Julius. It has to do with an unfortunate and she's kind of gonna lower her voice, burial site. I'm looking for a nice plot to lay some people to rest, respectfully, of course.
Might I ask who it is?
She's kind of gonna shake her head a little bit, kind of just in sorrow. A few of the kids met a rather unfortunate fate. We don't want to panic the orphans, so if you don't mind.
Of course. What happened to them? Never seen you this serious before, Eris. What's going on?
Eris's tail kind of taps almost like angrily against the ground for a few seconds. Julius, you know what? Have you heard anything about a family called the Darringtons or the Skyarms by any chance?
Darrington Skyarms.
They're Silverdale folk. Wouldn't have been from around here.
Silverdales, Darringtons. I can't say that I have. I mean, if you're asking me something about Amber Barrow, sure, but I don't get to Silverdale that often.
Yeah. It seems like there's something might be a little off going around here. I've heard a few things about a cult, Julius. And she'll kind of like open up her bag. She has a few sketches of the sigils that the cult was using, and she'll kind of explain what they look like, so that Julius can keep an eye out for them in his bar, because obviously he doesn't want them here either.
Yeah, all right, then. Bald people, right? I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
I assume most cultists kind of, will most people will look you in the eye, but they'll look just off center, right? So people like that.
Nice. Staring off at the. Yeah. You know the sort of deal, Julius. You know when something's off. Trust your gut.
Yeah, of course, Eris. I'll keep my eye out for them. And shit, kids, sons of bitches.
Yeah. FYI, Little Glen's gone too. I don't know if you've seen the smoke. I don't know if you've heard the stories. We've ran into the refugees. Those motherfuckers are there, right now.
What are you talking about? It's the other group. He's a DM forgetting his lore that he created himself. The Wonderment Assembly. The Wonderment Assembly's up there. What are you talking about?
They're mixed in with them. They're mixed in with them, Julius. Something's gone wrong. Either they've gotten control of them somehow, or they've mixed in with the wrong crowd entirely.
So the cult you're talking about is working with the Wonderments? Is that what you're saying?
Either that or it has control over the Wanderman Assembly. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, shit.
I'm not really surprised. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll sign a pact with literally anybody in order to win this war.
It's grave news. All right, the kids deserve a burial. I know a little spot not that far from town. It's almost a little mini oasis. Not many people go there from Amber Barrow. It's just a bit too long a walk in the desert. But if we head about an hour out of town, there's this little mini sort of oasis. I think that'd be the perfect spot for them.
Sounds wonderful. Yeah, of course.
Do you want me to take care of it? Do you want to do it?
I thank you for the offer, Julius. I think this is something that I have to do, though. If you don't mind just marking it on a map, I'll make my way there.
Okay, he gives you directions. It's basically north from here. It takes about an hour. You've kind of been there on the odd times you've decided to walk an hour across the desert to get there. But most people don't because it's too far. So you're almost familiar with it as well. It's not going to be hard to find.
Yep. She'll pack a few extra shovels if he'll let her borrow some.
Oh, of course,
Uh,
of course.
Yeah. She'll shove them in the bag. She'll flick him a silver piece, and yeah, I'll be back for drinks later, Julius.
Hey, Eris. You're going to get the bastards that did this, right?
Of fucking course I am.
All right. Be brave. Be brave, Eris. And he gives you a big hug. Then a silent nod. Then he goes back to tending the bar.
Yeah, and she'll head out because burying the kids is thing number one in her mind right now.
Okay, heading to by out you mean to the oasis?
Yes.
Okay. Rafe, Soren, Udas, you coming along for the burial?
Yeah, Rafe will come help.
Udas?
He's
Yeah.
kind of he's on high alert, kind of guard mode. He's looking for any trouble, but around Eris, trying to make sure nobody's around. But other than that, he's there to help.
Okay. Soren coming as well?
Oh, I guess so. I'll leave the chitlins alone.
So he's still playing with the kids too. What are we talking about? He playing Xbox with the kids.
Yeah, just gaming hard.
It's
I
an
know.
hour north of Amber Barrow. You understand why people don't come here, even though it's relatively pleasant. It's a long, hot, hour-long walk in the desert. But you find this place, it's a little greener than other places. A couple of nice palm-type trees. There no water, but it's just a little bit nicer than the area around it. And you arrive at this kind of mini oasis. What do you do?
She'll kind of take a look around, kind of figure out the best spot that she could possibly find, where they get like a decent amount of. I mean, obviously it's a desert, so they're gonna get sun, but like a decent amount of sun and a decent amount of like shade if there's any.
Sure.
And then she'll just start digging.
Have we got any kind of rest since this all started?
I don't think
Since
so.
we've been left.
No, Mara's been running around.
Okay.
Eris.
Well, I have
Sorry,
things that I
sorry,
could
Eris.
do. but-
Sorry. My apologies, Eris.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is getting later on in the day. But yeah. Tell me how your grave digging goes. How many graves do you dig?
One for each child. She's not gonna throw them all in a mass grave. That's just rude.
That is rude. Okay. So what do you do?
Kind of after the holes are dug, and she'll pull out each of them and place them in. She'll cover them with a little bit of the. She has like extra sail in her bag still.
Okay.
She's gonna pull them out and kind of gently. She's gonna make sure that the sail is cut up into little pieces.
Sort of mini
And lay them
shrouds.
over. Yeah, like lay them over each. She's gonna take out kind of like a gold piece each and kind of put it in the palms of their hands and kind of lay it flat against their chest. Kind of like a proper kind of as much as she can, a proper kind of burial, like I hope you wish or I wish you a better future in the next life sort of deal. She's not so great with words, so she's actually not gonna say anything. She's just gonna kind of look at the bodies in the holes essentially for a few moments before she will start covering them back up.
Okay. All right.
And once she's done, she'll kind of make everybody put the shovels back in her bag. Okay, well, back to our happy faces for the children for the next little bit, and then I think I owe everybody a couple of rounds at the bar before we head out to Silverdale tomorrow.
But are we going back to the change to try to jam it up first?
Ah,
I mean, not.
right,
I mean, after
shit.
the kids.
Yes, of course. Right. Sorry, I've been so
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Your bank. We have to go to the bank. I have hardly any money. And I'm gonna look up at the sky. What time are we looking at right now?
Just as you finish the burials, the sun goes down. So, going to be a walk back to Amber Barrow in the dark, but it's easy enough to find. So by the time you get back to Amber Barrow proper, we'll say 8 p.m., something like that.
Well, would the bank be open? Mina's Mantra Bank?
Mina's Mantra Bank is always open.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
well-
familiar with Mina's Mantra Bank, so feel free just to do the appropriate transaction and take out however much money you want to take out.
Taking out 100.
Okay.
And then she's gonna make her way to. I'm assuming that there's not gonna be any candy stores or anything open at this point in time.
No.
Yeah. But she's gonna make her way back to the tavern, or bar, back to the bar to Julius, and she's gonna ask for a fuck ton of desserts, like non-alcoholic desserts, so that she can bring them to the orphans, so that they can have at least a treat tonight.
And he's okay. I got you, Eris. I got you, Eris. Just give me 20 minutes. I'll put something together. And he dashes around the back. You hear frantic, plates hitting each other and him yelling at his staff. But seems the desserts are getting prepared.
She's also gonna get a really nice, like a full bottle of like a decent wine. For Benson, so that he can drink tonight also, and not have to pay for it. And then once she's able to kind of collect all that stuff, she'll make her way over to the Greenfields orphanage.
Julius says, okay, 5 gold pieces for the wine, and
Yep.
no charge for the desserts. It's on me.
Eris will kind of nod her head and kind of slap him on the shoulder a little bit and goes, just thanks.
He nods.
Okay. And she'll pass him the 5 gold, of course.
Okay.
And then she'll make her way out.
Okay, so you head back to the orphanage. Now is about bedtime, but it's bedtime in quote marks. As soon as word spreads that you're back, any pretense of pretending to go to bed ends, and they rush up to you and they see all these desserts that probably you need Udas and Soren and Rafe to carry as well. But oh, miss, are those for us, miss? Can we have them, please,
Yep.
please?
Yep, as an apology for me not being able to play with you folks today, and I'm heading out early tomorrow, but I figured I'd give you guys something special.
Oh, thanks, Cirrus. You're the best.
No problem, and I'm gonna kind of just ruffle their hair as I make my way through with all the desserts.
Cool. So the obvious place to eat them is like a big dining hall that's part of the orphanage. And they lay it out and they demolish the desserts. It's having a great time, laughing, yelling. You know, some of them crying as they spill part of the dessert. You know, just normal kid stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Benson the bottle of wine too, so that he can share it with his wife later, as like a little treat and a thank you for doing your job so good. And I'm gonna hand him 90 gold pieces so that he can hire some help. If you need to figure out kind of somebody who I know that Julius knows some good contacts and stuff, and he can probably find you somebody that'll work well for you.
All right, okay, that's fine. I looked all over for his orphanage, the adoption papers. I still can't find them. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not blaming you. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Let me just look a little bit more. Thank you for the wine.
No problem. And she will give 5 gold pieces off to probably Rafe, and tell him basically to go back to the bar and kind of start, with your drinks if you'd like. But she's gonna help kind of make sure that the kids get back to bed and stuff before returning to the bar.
You know, Eris, I can't really go home, right? I'm the only one here.
I know. You know what? How about you have the night off? I'll look after them tonight.
Okay. And he grabs a bottle of wine and looks around the office. A desperate attempt, it seems, to find the adoption people. He closes the door behind him, nods, and presumably heads back home.
Okay. Eris will let Rafe and Eudes and Soren and Roman and Kenryu know that she's gonna be here for the night. So just enjoy the night of drinking. Free of your pink tiefling for the night, and I'll just be here.
Okay. So as Eris relaxes, relaxing might be the quiet word, but keeps an eye on everything happening at the orphanage and get the kids to bed, even though they have a real big sugar high at the moment. But dealing with that whole stuff, and she's kind of used to doing this. She's done it before. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I guess
Well,
chilling.
But
If
I think we should take watch at night. Are you guys okay with that?
if Eris
guys
Yes,
can-
has
you may drink, but
if Eris has no objection, he would actually stay with her at the orphanage.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
yeah.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay.
So, Soren, do you mind? We can split the watch at night at outside, and we'll find some place to crash between.
Soren will go like pick up some booze to just like sip on while we're just chilling and relaxing for the night on watch.
Sure. So Julia serves you up a nice meal with the 5 gold pieces that Eris gave you, and he offers you a room as well.
Oh no, I was gonna like take it back to like the orphanage.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the only one that like leaves. No, I'll like go buy some booze and come back and like give it to everyone.
oh, sorry, I thought it was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
who went back. Did you go back as well, Rafe? To the orphanage?
Yeah, the idea is to go take a watch at the orphanage shore, so I can do it.
Oh,
We'll keep an
sorry,
eye
I
out at night.
misunderstood. I
Yeah.
misunderstood. So
Yeah.
Eris offers, but turns out Eris has some really good friends. You do take some lubrications and keep a watch. So say, everybody make me a perception check. Imagine you're keeping an eye out at various stages. Everybody make me a perception check.
Oh, my next character hopefully is very perceptive because this one is oh, I seen the 22. I was like, how did I get a 22? But that makes more sense with my 9.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. It popped up right once I clicked the button, so I got excited.
The last character I played had a +0 on initiative, and this new character I'm playing has a +8 on initiative. I'm
Oh,
not going to
no.
be last in the turn order anymore. That's enough. First thing I did was take the alert feat, so it's plus
There you go.
+8. No more last in the dexterity order and the initiative order. So, you all keep watch at various points in the night as you kind of take turns sleeping. Everything appears to be normal. There's no nefarious bored agents coming and stealing children. Just appears to be an everyday day at the orphanage. Obviously, the kids are a little bit excited that Eris is back. But, yeah, pretty normal.
All right.
Benson comes back sort of about 9 o'clock, and he sees everybody here and says, oh, thank you. I thought it was just going to be Mara, but you're all so kind. Thank you.
Harris.
Oh, did I say Mara again, did I? Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're stuck with that first character we ever named.
Yeah,
well,
I call.
The curse.
When I was taking notes for the sessions, I noticed I accidentally typed Mara a couple of times, and I think it's just stuck in my head. Because I think for this entire campaign, I haven't called Eris Mara once.
No, we haven't.
I've dropped that ball tonight. But
Yeah. Because she's actually being a good character in this.
That's probably what it is, yeah. You are being very Mara-esque right now. That's probably part of what it is.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know, I think Eris has a good heart. I mean, she's taking care of this orphanage and sent lots of money, but yeah, turns out money doesn't fix every problem. But morning has come. Benson is back. What do you do?
She'll kind of give him a little pat on the shoulder. I hope last night was at least somewhat okay. I'm sorry to deliver such bad news. I'll let Julius know that you're looking to hire
Okay.
with that money that I gave you.
Okay.
And hopefully he'll send some good folks your way.
Thank you.
I trust that he knows what he's looking at. He's always been a good judge of character.
All right.
Well, we're gonna head out. I'll stop by as soon as I can.
Okay, I got things here, Eris. Don't worry about it.
Otherwise, yeah, I'll send you money the next I can as well. So
Thank you. Are
No
you
problem.
going
Thanks.
to Silverdale now?
we have to make a pit stop on the way there, but yeah, we are.
Okay. Safe travels.
Yeah, I'll let you know once this is all handled and settled.
Okay.
Hopefully with good news. And she's kind of nodding, yeah, as she says that. It's not good news, but yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. And she'll make her way out, and she's heading first thing in the morning to any nearby marketplace.
Okay. Well, it is morning. There is a marketplace. There's blacksmiths. There's tanners. There's general goods stores. What you looking for?
So I know that they would have like desert clay. I know that they would have that. That would be able to gunk it up real good. We'd have to heat it like crazy though, in order for it to solidify.
Okay.
We could also buy some sort of metal. Although how hot would we need to get metal to melt?
Depends on the metal.
These infernal chains, I feel like perhaps only magic will disrupt them.
She's
Well,
trying
we're
to jam
just-
them up, though, not melt them.
Yeah, we're just trying to.
Oh, I know, but what is the point of infernal? Is it just to hold the demon? Will they get gunked up? That's my question. Will they get gunked up?
We don't really know. It's just an attempt to try to slow things down in case the that army or those cultists get there before we do. We can't sit there and just guard that place. It's an attempt to try to, if they do get there, slow them down a little bit.
So, if is there any clerics or anything that Eris would be able to talk to about general artificery shenanigans?
Sure.
Sure, well, winning Mara anywhere.
Yeah, there's this human
Um,
lady, brown hair, white on the top, nice clothes. She
You're
seems
freaky.
quite proud of herself. She's got a bit of a reputation about stopping this some weird demonic invasion as well. She's quite well respected, and she's retired in Amberdale, and people come from miles around to see the wisdom of Mara.
Well, shit, we should just hire her. What the fuck are we doing?
Right.
But Eris is generally wondering if you make like mud bricks but with water that has been blessed like holy water, would that make it sturdier against devilish or demonic iron, or would that break it? You know what I mean?
You're going to have to role play this out. What does Eris say to Mara?
Oh god. Hi. This is, a hypothetical situation. But I feel like you'd probably know best. So I am looking to be making some bricks, okay? Bricks that are basically sealing, let's just say, like a very bad metal weapon that is made out of, like, cursed, demonic, like iron, I guess, is my best guess. Would I be able to seal that in a block of clay that has been infused with holy water? Would that cause like any damage to the weapon, or would that be like a good sealing factor for it?
Okay, and what does Mara say?
Mara, let me look at her old ass character sheet. I mean, she's pretty decent at religion. She would probably know.
Mara will basically say that if you're looking to seal something, holy water, there's no downside to using holy water. Maybe it'll do nothing, but it definitely won't make anything worse. So if you're looking to make clay from holy water, or why not, is your basic response.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. So, hey, would I happen to be getting any deals on holy water?
What do you think? Would
Could I get,
Mara be
like, a
giving deals
discount?
on holy water?
Mara like
Probably.
gave things away all the time. She had no concept of money.
That's
really
true.
had no issue with it, to be fair.
Okay, she says it'll take her a little while, but she can get you. How much holy water? How much holy water do you need, Eris? I mean, you do know I saw you coming from miles away, right? I have eyes like the eagle. I perceive things that others do not.
I feel
Oh
like
my
that's
god,
fair.
hates me.
I'm also bright pink. I feel like I'm hard to miss, but thanks. Okay,
Oh, don't
let me
give
just
me
look
lip,
at the
young
water
lady.
to clay ratio.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's. I apologize. How much do you need, Eris?
Half a bucket?
Tell you what, I'll make you a bucket's worth.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. And
We have a bucket.
I
Wow.
will give her a bunch of empty bottles of rum. Fill those up with holy water.
Sure. I'll just rinse them out with normal water first if it's all the same to you. They smell a little bit, but
A
course.
vessel is a vessel.
A vessel is a vessel. A cleaned vessel is a better vessel. Cleanliness is next to godliness, of course. So he rinses out your rum bottle, and she does fill them up with holy water as well. And she says, "Well, these holy water free to any who ask. It is my duty as a cleric, but donations to the church are always appreciated.
Yeah, of course. Which church is that?
Which church is that?
That's
I forget. Who did she worship? The Wanderer?
It's just so close. The Wayfinder.
Wait,
Wayfinder. Yes, this is the Church of
Yeah.
the Wayfinder. I find I'm not as oppressed here as I am back in Caldori.
right.
Fair. Yeah,
to
of
worship him.
course. I'll chuck a gold piece in. That seems about fair. She has no idea how much the cost of this shit costs.
Mara gratefully accepts it.
Also, actually, so I actually help run an orphanage. We are looking for, help, with, teaching and stuff like that. If you don't mind, maybe taking a peek around there or having the children come for service and stuff like that.
Of course.
Feel free to take a look.
Of course. I'll see what I can do. Maybe some of my acolytes could help out there.
Perfect. Free labor.
Church of Mara.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Eris will make her way to the marketplace. She's looking for some really dense desert clay.
Okay, dense desert clay is relatively easy to come by. You're looking to cover the like crank mechanism of the chain, right? And infuse the... Alright, carry on.
Yeah. She's looking to basically fill the inside of it. Like, she is gonna fuck this machine up. She's gonna pour it right down inside of it to get everywhere in this area.
Okay, so you do a rough estimate, and for another, we'll say 5 gold pieces, you feel you could cover the entire mechanism with this clay.
Done. Will do. I'll pay for that, and I guess it's kind of more of like a liquidy substance, but I guess if they hand it to her in buckets, she'll put the buckets in her bag.
Sure. Easy enough to transport.
Okay. Second, looking for something. She will also stop by the blacksmiths and ask for any metal chips that they have that they don't use, because that can help reinforce the clay.
Yeah, they give you about a couple of buckets worth of just scrap metal, offshoots from swords and arrows that are not really useful. They give you 2 buckets of scrap metal, and they know you and they won't charge you for it. It's just waste to them.
Okay, perfect. And then that should be enough to at least gunk it up pretty fucking good. Yeah. Is there anything else that we need here before we leave?
I don't think so.
I'm good.
I don't think so. Nope.
So
Hit
off
the
to
old
chain.
dusty trail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dusty
off
trail.
to the chain.
Okay, so you make your way. Whoops. Come back here. Make your way north, back to the area of this temple. And remember, you find the entrance into the temple relatively easily, because you know basically what you're looking for. Most travelers would just walk on past it. And if you remember, the initial top temple is just a regular old temple. Nothing interesting about it. Some long forgotten deity, but nothing nefarious about it. And then you find the trapdoor that leads to the temple below the temple, and this is the cursed temple, the one where these children were sacrificed. And you go and find the mechanism. You're relieved, I guess, in a sense, that the chain is still very taut. That the previous cultists that you fought were trying to loosen it. So it gives you some satisfaction and comfort that the chain is still taut. So whatever that evil entity is below the ground is presumably still trapped there.
She is going to kind of start making the clay brick mixture. She's
Okay.
going to be mixing little bits in it to make sure that it's not too thick.
Uh-huh.
And she's just gonna start laying it on in there, and she's gonna get Soren, if you don't mind, kind of heating it up as we go, just so that, you know, it'll solidify once it gets to the bottom and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Okay. So it takes a while as you're in this temple. You're wanting to gunk it up with the metal, with the clay, with the holy water. And it takes you kind of most of the day to get this done. I mean, you want to do it right. You do your best to get the clay made with holy water and the metal fragments to get in all the little cogs and bits and pieces of this mechanism. Could Eris, let me think. Make me a tinkerer's tool check. You're proficient with tinkering tools, right?
Yep.
Yes, make
Yep.
me one of those at advantage. We'll say your choice, but I think probably Dex would make most sense. At advantage, because you'll be getting help with this.
Ooh.
Oh, pretty
26.
good. 19 on the dice. Yeah, okay, so you do a good job. You get the metal fragments right in the cogs of the crankshaft and the ball bearings and stuff like that. You get things in, and then you harden it up via magical type abilities to really harden up the clay. And while you know it's not perfect, time and effort will ungunk this. It will take a reasonable amount of time. Like for you personally, to undo what you just did, maybe 5 days of solid labor with a chisel and a hammer trying to get it out. So,
Nice.
good job. Good job.
Yep.
But you know, it's not infallible. I mean, you haven't broken it. You've just gunked it up.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
five,
gift.
5 days more than we had.
Right.
Perfect.
All right. Ready for phase 2?
Yeah. This is your part, buddy.
Well, here's the. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna walk in and ask for Oh gosh.
We've-
my notes here. Go ahead. Huh?
We've also got some folks that we got to talk to in Silverdale too, the Darringtons and the Skyarms.
Okay. And I want to talk to Lord Giedrick because he's the one that I think might help. The challenge is, and the difficulty is that most people think that I killed my mother, which would be his daughter. I don't know how he's gonna react to that. I don't. I mean, I wasn't raised here, as you guys know. And most of my time was spent in the military, so as soon as I could be gone in the military. But we're not close. But I was very close to my mother, and I believe she was close to him. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. What are we're asking for support? We say there's a cult,
We can.
and
we have
hello, Glenn.
proof.
Mhm.
We have proof of it.
What's our proof again?
We have this chain that goes down into the earth.
It's here, yeah. If we get them to come here, right?
Yeah.
But we have to get them to come here just to show them that, right? So they have to not kill me in the first 5 minutes of the conversation, which he may not do. I honestly don't know.
Well, and if you do get arrested, it won't be the first time we've broken somebody out of jail.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go and see. Play by ear, right? But what we're asking for is to come to the chain. We want guards or some type of support. The chain's here, and then we can have some guards around it. And then we want to check out Little Glen, right?
Yes. We
Okay.
need to kind of push them back if we can. Get
Yeah.
them the hell out of here.
The very first thing though is to have some kind of guards in force to guard this chain, right? That's a major request we
Something.
got.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's head to Silverdale then.
Okay, so you follow the road to Silverdale. It's relatively uneventful. Takes you, actually, as I said, to do this chain stuff took most of the day. Are you going to push through the night to Silverdale, or are you going to rest up, head back to Amber Barrow? What are you going to do?
I don't
We
mind
would
pushing through the night. To be
Okay. As
honest.
long as it's not. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Okay, so you
I
push
think
through the night.
time is a factor. Yeah.
And you arrive early in the morning. Can everybody make me Constitution saving throws, please?
Yeah.
Relatively few dice rolling tonight.
Not great
Cool.
rolls, no hard rolls.
And Udas?
Oh my god.
Oh my
I know, right?
goodness. Look at that. +4, +6, +7, +7. Eris propelled forward by anger. Soren propelled forward by undeath. Rafe thinking about what he needs to do. Udas run out of rum. Take 1 point of exhaustion, Udas. As you
Jeez.
don't quite make it. The DC was 10, so that was a pretty
Yeah.
shit roll.
Yeah.
You almost made it with a 1, but unfortunately it's not 1. So you arrive back in Silverdale. Remember, Silverdale is dominated by a large tree at the center of it, the top of which the Temple of the Dreamers were, where you visited before. There's various other five other trees around it, connected by like wooden bridges, and the houses are very much part of the tree as well. Like they complement the tree. When it bends just so, it forms part of a roof, and where it bends just so, it forms part of the floor. So very much integrated into the tree and the four surrounding trees. There is I guess a wall would be the best way to describe it around the outside of Silverdale. Once again, made by trees and hedges, quite solid hedges, enough for there to be guards patrolling up on top along this wall made of trees, made of bushes. But no one prevents you from coming in. It seems like a welcoming enough city, and you arrive in the heart of Silverdale.
And
What do you
And to
do?
be clear, I'm not wanted here, right? I'm wanted in the assembly. There's no posters here for me and the host, right?
You haven't seen any posters in Little Glen,
Okay.
Amber Barrow, or Silverdale.
Okay, so then Rafe will drop some of his cloak, whatever. He's not quite so hidden, and he's gonna kind of clean up a little bit, and that's more what he looks like right now.
Okay.
Sexy.
That's the what he looks like with that before he was all trying to hide. So
Good looking guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
more presentable, more princely, if you will.
What do you do? Do you?
All right, so we want to first talk to. We first want to talk to. Yes, let's cover that code. Yep. Do we first want to talk to the or ask about the Darringtons, or do we want to go straight to the Lord Diedrich and ask him about them?
Well, we can. That's a good question. Well, I have no idea of any sort of nobility in this area, and me digging around's not gonna look good. I feel like we should probably go talk to
Yeah,
your paps
Let's-
first, to be honest.
let's just do that. Yeah. Let's somebody else have any suggestions. That's the biggest lead, the biggest conflict in this. We can handle that, and then we can go from there. Okay. Would I know where he would be from here?
You would. You know, he lives in one of the nicest areas of the tree towards the top, and quite a flash dwelling, but is heavily guarded. But you can wind your way up on the trees and dash back and forth along these platforms connecting the trees.
Okay.
And you find yourself outside the front gates of Didrik Fourwillow.
All right, Rafe will walk up, and he'll see like a audience, I suppose, or
Oh, there's
or
guards
to
here. Yeah, what do you want?
I want to speak with Lord. Like to speak with Lord Diedrich Forwillow.
So would half the town. Piss off.
Yes, but I'm his grandson.
Pull the other one, mate. It's got bells on it.
Do I have? I think I've got the being a noble. I would have the paperwork, would I not?
Oh, you tell me.
Yeah, he would. I don't think I've got it right now. My stuff. But I should have it. So I can share the what's it called? They have the signet ring, or has his paperwork that nobles carry. I can't remember what it's called right now. You bring that out and show it to the guards. So here's the proof.
And it's got the wax seal on it, I imagine.
Yeah, right.
He looks at it, scans it, looks back at you.
He's clean, and Rafe's cleaned up. His chest is up. He's got that kind of, if he's going to do inspections for his men, that's what he looks like. He's not looking like a hobo or a mercenary at the moment.
So
Yeah,
His
like
cloak's
the
gone.
Rose.
Yeah, his cloak is put up. He's cleaned up. He's, in fact,
Now let me get this straight. If you're claiming to be his grandson, and you're claiming to be Fallon McAllister, I believe I should just slay you where you stand. You
I'm
killed
sure
your
that
own
my
mother, didn't
grandfather
you?
would love that. I think these are things above your head. I think you need to talk to Lord Cedric. I don't think he would be pleased if you killed his grandson. Now he may decide to do that, but not you. And I'm going to do an intimidation check.
Oh, sure. Do an intimidation.
And then I want to add a superiority die with commanding presence. It's a horrible roll.
Sure.
God.
I know. See what this does to it. Oh, it's a D6, I believe, which won't help a lot. It's appropriate to do anyway, no matter what happens. All right,
12.
12.
Okay. Let me make a roll in the background
Let's-
here.
That's somehow I got advantage. I didn't show my papers.
I've seen your papers, friend. Let's just say I take it on faith that you are who you say you are. Let's just take it on faith that you did kill your own mother, you son of a bitch. Let's also take it for granted that I allow you to enter into the presence of Didrik Forwellow. You think you can come and dress like this, carrying swords, carrying weapons? You've got to be kidding me.
You can take my weapons. I have no problem with that. But these are all matters above your head, and you don't have any reason to have an opinion whatsoever. I don't want to hear it. I just want you to take me to my grandfather.
Listen, you should watch your lip on you, boy. The only way you're going to get to see Lord Forwillow is to go through me. So I suggest you watch your tongue.
We'll see. You sure you want to risk this? You know what's going to happen if you're wrong? The things that you hear rumors about, you know nothing about in real life, and you're wrong. Just going to happen to you. You're going to be out there in the you slopping mud for pigs. These are things way above your head. I suggest you take me to my grandfather now.
Place your weapons, place your armor, place everything but your skivvies inside of this bag.
And he does that.
Okay, you hiding anything? Or you just...
No. This is not a place he plans on fighting his way out.
Okay. And you riffraff, he says, turning his nose up under the rest of you. You just stay right here. And a couple of other guards come and watch the gate and kind of glare at the rest of you. As this guy kind of half pushes you, half shoves you for presumably an audience with Jedrick Forwillow. What the rest of you do, if anything?
Wait, I guess.
Yeah, are we? He did not tell us if we should do anything if they kill him.
No, I didn't say anything. He wouldn't. But you guys can even further away for it once you guys risk your lives for him. You would know that from him by now.
I guess we're drinking and
If in doubt. Okay, so waiting on the outside, as Uda said, not entirely sure whether Rafe / Fowlin will come back at all, but you see him drop all his weapons, all his armor, just enough to look decent and not much else. And the guard, you've got a guard either side of you now, the one who gave you lip at the gate and another one on your side. And you walk through the chambers. It's very nice in here. Once again, very much complementing the tree that it's in, as opposed to carving out its own place with long kind of sweeping corridors that aren't straight, but very well manicured, shall we say. And you eventually come to a rather elegant door, and the guy that was rude to you says, "Wait here," and it goes into the chamber, and you hear muted conversations. You hear the word Fowlin thrown around. You hear the word traitor thrown around. You hear the word matricide. I think that's the right word for killing one's mother. And eventually, after 5 minutes, the guard says, all right, you got your audience. Keep in mind, me and my mate here, we right at your back. Any funny business, expect a stab between your ribs, shall we say.
All right. He nods and kind of squares his chest and walks in. But when he walks in, his attitude or his facial expressions, he's put on a bit of a commander show with them.
Okay.
So when he walks in with the procedure, because his demeanor is let's say different. It's not subservient exactly, but it's not that of a better as he was trying to put on before, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So you see Dedrick Forwillow. You recognize your own grandfather. He's sitting behind a very elegant desk, once again made from wood, but once again it seems to grow from the tree itself and form the top of the bench for him. And you see him, he's an older gentleman, obviously, a greying hair human, and he looks at you. He looks you up and down and says, "Son of a bitch, it is you. Grandson."
Yeah, I didn't expect to be here. I have to say first,
No,
what?
let
Wait.
me talk first. Let me talk first.
Sorry, that was a misroll.
Let me talk first. Oh, sorry, I see the misroll now.
I know, right?
Wow.
Right.
Got your grandfather.
Right.
Here are the facts. You were wanted for an attempt on the life of the king of the Wanderman Assembling. You're wanted for the murder of your own mother, my own daughter. Explain to me right here and now, Fowlin, why I shouldn't slay you where you stand.
I didn't kill her. I was run out of my home. You know how ambitious the McAllisters are. You know how they were the family my father was, my brother after that.
Your father
I don't-
was a good man. McAllister II? Yeah, not so much.
I try to stay loyal to all of them. I try to support them. I tried to do what I could, and it wasn't enough. I did everything I could. I've been over backwards. The things that I did for him to try to show I meant no harm was things I'm ashamed of. But I never killed her. I wouldn't do that. She was the only one that cared about me.
Well, it's
I
true.
hope
She
you can
was a
believe
good
that.
sort. I have no reason to believe you. You have come into the Lion's Den. You've come to the Silverdale itself. You've come to seek the open lord of the Council of Five. You expect me to believe this?
I've only come here because I've come across a threat. There's a threat to all of us. I wouldn't be here any other reason. I've been on my own. I've not had any reason to come to you. I've not my weapons are turned over. I'm not here as a threat. I'm here to bring warning of something that could destroy us all. I've seen something so horrific, so dangerous, so mind numbing. That's brought me to you for help.
You came to me. You've come to the Lion's Den, telling me such tall tales. I mean, all I have is your word. Oh,
Now,
I
there's
didn't know
proof.
Ah, yes, from a murderer, no less.
I didn't kill her. I wouldn't do that. I am your daughter. I am your daughter's son. It's not something that I have any intention. I don't know how to prove it to you, and I can't, and I'm not going to try. After this is over, you can do what you want to with me. I'm not. I'm here on my own. I'm not threatening you. I'm not asking for anything except you check this out. After that, I will go to wherever you want. I will take whatever punishment you have for me.
What is this?
There,
What is it that you want to show me? Humor me.
there is a location, and it's to the southwest, where we have found some chains holding a demon, a monstrosity that I can't describe to you. There is a cult that's been trying to free it. They've already freed one chain, at least, and I'm concerned what they can do if they capturing it into this chain and free the rest of it. All I ask, you take some men and check out this chain and protect it from the threat that's coming. We've also know that, oh gosh, little Glenn has been taken,
Yes, by the
and
Wonderman
it's a
Assembly.
threat. That's what I've heard, but I think it's we've heard. We believe there's also the cult that's behind this that wants to free the chains. They're either in line with the assembly or they're tricking. I don't know what their arrangement is, but they want to free this demon, and so they're close. They're really close to this chain. So all I'm asking you to do is take some men to check out this threat, and after that, you can do with me whatever you wish.
Make a persuasion check. Rafe/Fowlin/Sean. Just a straight one. Straight persuasion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good time for that.
Ooh, very good. He stops here, scratches his white, wispy beard. The thing is, Fowlin, you said I could do whatever I like with you after this has gone down. I think I'm going to do whatever I like with you before I send my men. I'm going to take you, or my men will take you. We're going to throw you down into the deepest dungeons that we can find. We're going to lock you up, and we're going to leave you there. If what you say is not true, then you can expect to rot and die down there.
Rafe gives him a kind of a courtly bow.
Where is this place that you're talking about? Humor me.
He gives him the direction best he can, and the people I've been traveling with can guide you there if you wish. They are, and I don't know. Do I know where they're at? I don't know where they're at. Do they? They're in town nearby.
They're at their front gate.
Yes, they should be at the front gate. And he'll of course tell each of their names. Give a description of each. They should be able to guide you to the chain, and I'll wait as you wish.
Okay, men, take this piece of filth away. And the two guards take you And almost in contrast to the rest of Silverdale, deep below this mansion of Dedrick Forwellow is this metal box, best to describe as. And they dump you into this box. There's not enough room to stand up. There's not enough room to stretch. And they close it up. They lock the key. They head up the stairs. They close the door. And you find yourself in pitch black darkness with an inability to even stand up. And you wait. Fowl and McAllister.
Yeah, he waits. He prays Coyote for a change, and waits.
Okay. We'll return to Rafe in a moment, because it's not a pleasant place to be. The rest of you, as you're waiting, are wondering what's happened to Rafe, person you know as Rafe anyway. A group of about 5 members of the guards of this place come out. All right, you lot. We heard there's some chains of some devil, some other bullshit story, but we're under orders to check it out. It's late. We're going to leave first thing in the morning, if that's all right with you, my majesties.
Yeah, I mean that sounds fine. Where's Rafe? Is he coming back?
Oh, he's just having a wee lie down. He'll be fine.
So he's dead already.
Oh, no, he's not dead.
Yeah.
He's very much alive. He's just having a bit of a rest.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. Dunno.
I mean, yeah, he did look kind of tired. Okay,
All night.
Yeah.
okay,
Eating his grandfather? Or just take a little nap.
that's what old people do. Makes sense. Is it just you 5 that are coming with us, or
Yep.
like any clerics, anything? Nothing.
Nope. Just us 5. We're just here to lay eyes on the thing that isn't there, and then we'll return. But be at the front gate. First light, we'll head off.
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, and then they go back to guard duty effectively inside of the mansion of Dedrick Forwillow. What do the 3/5 of you do?
Well,
Rafe
Eris
ain't doing shit.
yeah, Eris isn't concerned about Rafe because Rafe is having a nap. He'll be fine. I'm looking for any. Is there a place I'd be able to find like public records of like family, dynasties and stuff like that of Silverdale? Is there like a library here or any sort of thing like that?
Yeah. I mean, much like no nobility, they like things to be recorded publicly, like lineages, who married who, what children did they have, who did those children marry. So, genealogical records are relatively easily obtained from a local library.
Okay. I'll be going there and I'll be looking into the Darringtons and the Skyarms.
Okay. Udas, Soren?
I got nothing better to do, so I will tag along.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to get them to the chains, right? Let's just get them to the chains.
Yep. And you got the better part of a day to kill before they're prepared to leave. So you find the library and make an investigation check as advantage as Udas and Soren help you out, Eris. Yeah, you find good records. There's the people that Benson mentioned do exist. I said one of them are middle class. So with the 23, you do find some records on them, even though they're a bit of a middle class variety. But you do find records of them. And the description that Benson Ryder kind of matches up with their the status that they have in there. So that matches up at least. And there's addresses from where their estates can be found. The Darringtons would be a bit harder to get into because you'd have to convince them that you want to talk to them. But the Skyarms would be relatively easy to find here.
Okay. I'd also be looking for like marriage record, like signed marriage licenses.
Yeah, you find the Skyarms and the Darringtons appropriate copies of marriage licenses. They are seemingly a couple. There's no indication of how happy a marriage it is, but they're definitely married.
Okay. She is going to kind of touch the inside of her bracer on her arm, and she is going to magical tinkering both groups, like both families, signatures onto the inside of her bracer.
Okay.
Just gonna put everything back where she found it, and she's gonna make her way out.
Okay.
What time of the day is it by now?
2 p.m., something like that.
Okay, well, did we want to try questioning them today, or do you think we should leave this till we get back? I feel like Rafe is probably better at talking about, stuff where I don't bash people's face in. I don't know if I can trust Eudius to help me not bash people's face in, and I don't know if Soren's very good at talking at all.
Stat-wise,
Technically.
yes. Character-wise, no.
But say technically,
It's a pretty low
She's
bar.
kinda
You're
like-
looking for people who don't bash people's face in upon meeting them, and you're worried that you don't have those companions with you.
I don't know what you have, right?
Well, because Eris is gonna fly off the handle, and she knows that. But yeah, we can go back to the to an inn, maybe spend the night. I'll be taking out, kind of once we're actually settled in for the night, I'll be taking out those unsigned adoption papers and filling them in and putting their signatures in.
Okay. Make another. You proficient in calligraphy?
I am actually proficient in forgery.
Oh, just as good. Yeah, so make a
Yeah.
forgery check, please.
Just straight or with advantage because I have the copies.
I'll say with advantage since you have the copies.
19.
Okay. You the adoption papers look legit, in your opinion, anyway. You also get the impression that on casual glance it appears to be perfectly normal. Maybe an expert forger like yourself might spot some problems, but you're fairly confident in your work.
It's definitely enough to scare somebody. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll, I guess spend the night, and, unless anybody else had anything else to do here? Anything to buy?
I ain't got no money.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have any money either.
Well, I guess Eris will buy dinner for everybody. She will
I mean-
wonder a little bit.
I have enough for that, but I
Okay.
don't have anything for shopping. Yeah.
She
Oh,
will be
except
wondering
for-
why Rafe is still out napping, but she won't question it too hard. And
Telling
yeah,
you.
I guess
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just head out the next morning, like they said.
Okay, so we'll say for food and accommodation, it'll set you back 1 gold piece per person for food and a good night's rest. And you wake up in the morning, presumably go to the front of the front gate where you see the 5 guards of Dedrick Forwillow waiting for you. And they say,
Do I need to do the con check for me? I'm assuming I
Sure.
didn't sleep.
"Yep, make a Constitution saving throw." Fowlin McAllister. Yeah, you're uncomfortable, but you survive. I wouldn't say you've slept in worse places, but this is right up there. It's not comfortable. Cold metal pressing against your body, and no real warmth. It's a miserable, miserable night, but Rafe's got this. Okay, so the guards kind of grumping, not expecting to find anything, and they start splitting the party as Rafe remains in Silverdale. And the
Nappy.
rest of you just making a beeline for where you know the temple is?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
they told us to do. Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, you make a beeline for the temple. Oh, what's this bullshit?
Soren mocks him out loud.
You watch your mouth, boy.
I think that's physically impossible.
Look, I don't want to be here. You don't want to be around me. Show me what you're supposed to show me. Otherwise, I'm going to piss off back to Silverdale.
I mean, that's what
Tired,
we're
I'm
doing.
sore.
It's a little bit. And then I'm gonna open up the trapdoor to the temple.
Okay.
If like we've made it there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they wander down into the temple. It's a temple. Big whoop. This is the best that you've got. Well, this is some type of bullshit.
You've barely even taken 10 steps in here. I'm gonna walk over to the trapdoor and open that up.
Okay. So the 5 guards walk down and they look around and they see the sayings of the unbroken or the broken and the unmade, and yeah, it's disturbing. And they look around. Oh, this is a spooky ass temple. Any more spooky ass temples in your pet hot dinner, love?
Nice. Well, if you charming fellows want to go down that hole with us to actually see what we're talking about, you're welcome to. But, if you're too scared, you can go back.
You take him to the gunked up mechanism, and they find it interesting, and they see these dark iron chains going down. You want us to go down there?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what they told you to do, wasn't it? Oh, dear.
All right. You're coming with us, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Of course, yeah. I mean, to keep you safe.
So condescending.
Okay. So you start traveling down the chains. Now, if you remember, when you're traveling up the chains, it was odd. If you remember, time warps in a weird type of way. Like you ask a casual question like, Soren, you're okay? And what seems like an hour or so later, he replies, yeah, I'm fine. It's really odd. And other times you feel people are responding to your questions even before you ask them. And you occasionally you slip on the chains a little bit and your metal armor rattles against the side of the chains. Minute, 5 minutes, sometimes an hour goes past, it seems, before you hear the sounds of it clanking against the chains. And the 5 guards who are with you, they look very unsettled. They don't like that at all. But eventually, you get to the bottom of the chains. How long did it take? You have no earthly idea. It was weird. Things were odd here. But you get to near the bottom where you see the red glow. After more or less, the guards were using torches to go down, which wasn't helpful. They freaked out because sometimes their torches lasted just moments, sometimes hours, days even. It's really, really odd sensation. But they go around and you see them just peeking around the corner. And as the first card peeks, his eyes widen and widen, and he freezes. Then he just falls to the ground, dead.
I'll reach out and grab him with immediate cure wounds if I can.
Okay, you reach out and cast Cure Wounds on him as the holy energy flows from you into him. He coughs back to life, and you drag him back so he doesn't have eyes on these things. And he says, what in the God's name was that? And you see a couple of other guards turn around, and they look through. And they also, the eyes widen. One of them falls to the ground as well. The other one grabs his head. Blood starts streaming out his eyes and his ears. And he ducks back and more or less gets into a fetal position. The other guards just stand back and look absolutely terrified.
Hey, the one that's on the ground, I'm going to do the same thing, cure wounds, and drag him back.
So you drag him back. And they say, what in the God's name was that? What in the actual fuck?
Yeah,
Yep.
you can see what we're dealing with now, okay?
Oh, shit.
You get it?
Shit!
Okay.
Let's
Looks
get the fuck out
literally
of
can
here!
kill.
Yeah. Back up
Uh,
the chain. Back up the chain. I'm gonna
s-
heal the guy with blood coming out of his head.
and
So-
Soren will cast Calm Emotions
Ooh,
on the group
good choice.
Okay, everybody.
to help
Take-
everyone
take-
chill out.
Takes a deep breath. And okay, we've got to tell the Council of Five. This is beyond anything we can do. Holy shit! And they start making their way back up their chain. And they're calm. They know they're soldiers. They've got a mission to do, and the mission to do is to inform the powers that be of what has happened. And you all just come tearing up the chain as fast as you can. How fast is it? You're not sure. But as you're coming up, we're going to turn our attention back to Rafe. Rafe, make me another Constitution save, please.
Sure. Yeah, that's good.
And another.
Sure.
And another.
Uh-oh.
Despite your very cramped conditions, despite the fact that you haven't been fed, despite the fact that you haven't had water for nigh on 3 days, you only take 1 point of exhaustion with some rather excellent Constitution saving throws.
Cool.
You
He's in
feel-
monk status.
Yeah, maybe. Just meditating and ignoring those things, becoming a breatharian, surviving on
There you
nothing
go.
but breath. But you have 1 point of exhaustion. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
1 point of exhaustion is, you know the distance. You could probably get back to the temple and back to Silverdale in a day if you pushed it. But well, maybe the players know, but the characters definitely do not. But you emerged from the temple, come out of the evil temple, come into the normal temple, and found yourself back into the desert once again. You're not sure how long has passed. And the guards just immediately making a beeline for Silverdale.
Yep. We're right on their heels, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're not very fast. They literally died from looking at it, and we all passed through the room. So
We got hit pretty heavy when we got hit, so
yeah, but we didn't die just from looking at
I
it.
think you guys avoided his gaze. I think Rafe got hit. You guys avoided his gaze, I think, when you went in there.
Yeah.
It was a
serious
pretty big
damage.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are guards, right? They're trained. They're better than a commoner, but not by much. Okay. So you come rushing back, and they rush back up into the upper levels of these trees where the Four Willow Estate is. They come running at a sprint. And they say, "Open the gate! Open the gate!" And the guards kind of panic, and they open the gate, and they just sprint. And the guards just look, one of you go by, as you go by, and they say, no, it's all right, let them in. And they rush forward, and they push through into the offices of Lord Dedrick Fulwell. I say, "Oh my God, it's true, everything they say, they're true. There's a demon down there. It almost killed us just by looking at us. What the hell do we do? Dedrick Fulwillow takes a moment, looks around, and you can see the fear in these eyes of these highly trained individuals. And he says, "Where the hell have you been? It's been days. Does it take that long to get back there? Have you lost your mind?" And they go and recount the story of going down these chains and how time itself twisted, sped up, slowed down, and they said they went as quickly as they could. And they didn't think it was 3 days, but apparently it is 3 days. And Dedrick Fulwillow takes a deep breath and he says, "Go get me Fowlin McAllister." And the guys do that, and they come down and they open up the door, Fowlin, and the light comes in. It's always blinding. You cover up your eyes. They unlock the crate, and they bring you out gentler than you have expected. Maybe you've spent some time in jail, but these are gentle as expected. Come. The Lord wants to talk to you. And then they drag you up, not so much as an act of nastiness, but as an act of you can barely walk. Well, you haven't been able to bend your knees in 3 days. You haven't been able to bend your back in 3 days. So you're stumbling up there. So they drag and kind of help you up there. And you're dumped at the feet of Dedrick Fulwillow, surrounded by your friends and companions. And he says, "Fowlin, my grandson, it seems I owe you an apology. Please, give him a seat. Give him a seat." And you're gently placed into the seat. And he says, "Oh my God. Oh, sweet mercy. I'm at a loss to know what to do, what to say. Fowlin, I know you led the military with great aplomb in the Wonderman Assembly. What do we do? All of you. I'm seeking your advice. What do we do?"
Well, I don't think that we can fight this thing. I don't even think that we should be going down there. I think the only chance that we have is keeping this thing locked up until somebody comes around that can actually kill it. I don't know anybody strong enough to do that.
So you're saying trap it, don't kill it. Okay.
Defend it. I think that the ones in Little Glen are going to be coming for it. So the first thing would be to try to figure out how we can defend it so they can't get to it. And then the second thing I think we need to do is we scout out and figure out what's going on at Little Glen to understand the threat.
Okay, I can send scouts to do that, unless you want to do it personally.
If the group's willing, I'm willing. I want to know what's going on up there. I need some time to rest, but we need to know. I think the biggest threat right now for those chains is probably coming from Little Glen, right? As far as we know.
My men tell me there were 5 chains there. Do you know where the other chains are? Where do they lead?
We know where one other one we're trained from, right, guys?
Yeah. Oh God.
I'll
What's
show
the name of
you.
the island? Yeah.
That would be the other thing. We try to find out where the other ends are.
Yeah, right about where the marker is on this map.
Okay.
Right about there.
That's way far from where we are, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, let me show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Where's my map? Here's my big old map. So, yes, you are here. The chain that you know is where this marker is here. Actually, I put markers exactly where both of the chains are. So both of those markers are where chains are, and there are 5 chains. 2 of them were loose, and 3 of them were taut.
So we have one unaccounted for. Where that is taut. We don't know where it goes, then, right?
Well, you don't know where they are.
Yeah, but we know where 2 are from.
Yep.
2 you said are loose, already been loosened, so we don't know what they're practically useless. So we have 1/3 that's we don't know where it leads to that's still taut.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, so it's been a while, but the one that we did know, we knew that there was no army threatening it at the moment. Is that right? In the first one?
Yeah, you saw some cultists there. There wasn't a lot of them. There was the chain devils, if you remember. There was a flying
Yeah.
devil as well, and they were working
Right.
hard to, it's the unmade grunts, as it were throwing themselves in sacrifice on this, and then
Sweet.
the demons would crank the chain. But,
So we do need to know where the third one and what threat is at the third one, right, Gus?
For the one that's still taught.
Yeah, the one of the third. We still need to know where that lands. So two things we need to do. One is we need to scout what's coming from Everglen. Make sure this if my granddaddy can defend this chain. Can their men, his army can defend this chain. Make sure that if we can weaken that force in Everglen, or we can at least find out what the threat is, and then go and try to go down those chains again and back up, not looking at that crazy beast, and find out where the last taught one is. Does that make sense? Or
Yeah,
no?
I think we could probably send the scouts out to
Everglen?
what
yeah,
is?
let me get
I
you
feel like
back to
that's
the
not the
island.
name.
Yeah,
Yes,
Everglen?
thank you.
Little Glen.
Little Glen.
Everglen.
There we
okay.
go. Yeah. So we get
Mixed it.
if he sends his scouts out to Little Glen to do some
Uh-huh.
scouting, that gives us a few days to go
Okay.
down the chains and then
Out
up
to
the
that
other
side.
taut one.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping there was something we could go a little Glen and we could go and maybe disrupt there. We could take something out, do some damage to get it to weaken that Little Glen group. But I don't know we could do that. But yeah, I'm good with that plan.
If they wanna reinforce the area where that chain is, that would be perfect. Like if they want to send like a battalion or whatever they can muster to protect
They do
that
absolutely.
temple.
That's their
Yeah.
number one thing is to ask from them is defend that chain. Send
Dedrick-
whatever army they've got to defend
Dedrick
that chain.
Fulwellow goes up and said, I think Eris, I believe your name was, is making sense. Look, we need information. We need to know about this torch chain, where it is. Our army's not going to help with that. An army can go and check out what's going on in Little Glen. You have an army at your side now, Fowlin. Use your head. Get the army to do the army stuff, and you take care of these other details. Checking out what's Little Glen, you said disrupting them. That is not the job for an individual. That's the job for an army. And that's what I have. That's what I have at my disposal. I guess I'm splitting them up, see what's happening in Little Glen. Defend this chain with everything that we have. We don't know. I mean, I was convinced it was from the Wanderman Assembly, but what you say, the Wanderman Assembly and us, we need to come together as one. We need to put this war behind us and do this common enemy. You need to go talk to your brother Fowlin.
My brother's a fool.
He's a fool, yes, but he has an army.
Yeah. Well, the first thing we have to do is find out where this other third chain goes. Then I can try to find out how to talk to my brother. I know my brother is far away as well, so he's not nearby as far as I know. So talking to him is not something I can do at the moment, right?
Well, here's a decision you need to make. The chains don't know where they go, and for how my men and you have described it, time is really weird down there. Who knows where you'll pop up? I mean, it could be literally anywhere across the Shattered Teeth. I have no idea. What I do have, though, I have boats. They can get across to the Wanderman Assembly, to get across to Clifftown. That is at least an unknown. I have ships. If you want to go west to Clifton, this would be the most appropriate way. So I don't know what the correct decision here. Go to the chain and potentially be trapped there, or take the certain route and take this boat and go talk to your brother.
Talking to my brother. I mean, all he cares about is his own power. If all he cares about is his own ambitions, I don't know. I mean, he knew I wasn't a threat before I left. And maybe didn't. He's paranoid. I don't know what I can say to him to convince him of a different direction.
I mean, quite frankly, I've completely put off the whole table, the whole nonsense of you killing my daughter and an attempt on your brother. Let's just put that aside. You've come here, threw yourself at my mercy, said that, you're prepared to die if it was just if you could believe me. And I believe you. I believe everything you said. You've brought attention at great risk to yourself. In the stories we heard about here about your bravery in battle, Fowlin, much to my chagrin, I must say, at certain points in our history, but I see that now. You are the leader. You make great decisions. So this is another decision you need to make. Let's put the nonsense of you killing my daughter aside. Let's put the nonsense of you attempting to kill the king. We need your leadership now more than ever, Fowlin. What shall we do? Yes, we'll send some of our army to Little Glen. Yes, we'll send it to Amber Barrow. And heck, we'll even pull forces back from the Restless Islands if you think that is necessary to defend this. But what will you do? Talk to your idiot brother? Or find out where this torch chain goes?
That's what do you guys want to do? He's asking advice and counsel is what he's looking for. He says.
I think we'd end up in the same scenario that we're in right now, respectfully, sir. Without sounding so rude, from what I've gathered, you threw Fowlin in jail basically right away. Even if we were to go to your brother Fowlin and talk to him, our proof that we know is there is all the way over here by Silverdale.
Right.
Getting the king over there to come to
He wouldn't do it
Silverdale
anyway.
is not even something that I think he would listen to.
He wouldn't throw me in a dungeon. He'd kill me outright. I mean, the only thing we'd be going to go do if we went there would be try to gather the army that I used to command to set him aside.
Do not
I
mistake
think
what I was saying, if I may interject.
Mhm.
If this threat is as bad as you think it is, we have people, probably the people in Little Glen, looking to take over this chain and loosen it. That's great. There are 5 other chains. Each one of them probably has a presence there. So to say that your idiot brother needs to come to Silverdale is not entirely correct. You need to find out where these chains go. You need to defend them. I don't know, but I'm assuming they're going to be spread around the Shattered Teeth. Who knows where? But I was a gambling man. I'd say some of them are more closer to the Wanderman Assembly than they are to us.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's follow the chain. Defend this at all costs, and we'll look for the opportunity to, let's say, convert the assembly army when we can. Does that work, guys?
So we're going down and then up the chains again to figure out where they're going? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then from there, I'm hoping that's going to get closer to Clifton. If it doesn't, then we'll still see what is there and what kind of resources we have to defend it and what threat is there. But I don't. Even if we go to Clifton, assuming there's a chain somewhere near Clifton, we have no idea where it would be.
Except
I don't think I'm
follow
convincing
all
him
the
to do anything.
chains.
Each one of them by one.
That will at least say what the question. I
Let's
mean,
do
if
that.
they are loose, that is fine. Why not tighten them up again?
I actually do agree with that. Either way, even if we are protecting one chain, that doesn't stop them from going down their chain and coming back up ours. It's basically a quick route for armies. If this is
Right.
something that people they can use it to get here instantly. It's a huge hole.
Yeah.
Sir, if you don't mind, I helped kind of basically gunk up the mechanism in the temple over by Amber Barrow, so that at least if they do make it there, if they do break through whatever you are gonna set up, it'll take them a few days to kind of unfuck what I fucked. Would you be able to provide us with some provisions to do the same to the other chain systems?
Of course.
I need like a lot of pythons. I need quite a few different things.
Consider the the might of the Silverdale behind you. Whatever you need.
Perfect. And I'm gonna. Eris is kind of gonna look over at Fowlin, and she's gonna like not like super whisper, but like low, say like, should I mention the
Yes.
Darringtons and the?
Yes, because it's part of the chain.
Okay. Eris kind of nods and looks back. I'm I guess I'm a representative of the Greenfields Orphanage in Amberborough. When we arose from the temple, by there, we unfortunately happened across a few of the a few children that had been essentially sacrificed there, and I had recognized a few of them. We did follow that lead, and we found out that these children had been essentially adopted from a few different families from Silverdale here. Obviously, they did not make it here. I think that there are some issues on this side of things as well. We do know that they were adopted by Nen and Darren Darrington,
Yes,
as
I'm familiar
well
with the family. I'm familiar with the family.
as well as Murdom and Fettel Skyarm, more of a
Oh,
middle class family. I'm
yeah,
not
I
sure
know
if you've ever
of
heard
them.
of
I'm
them.
not familiar with them, but I know the Darringtons well.
Um, from what we gather, they went there, or at least somebody posing as them, with a carriage and a butler. And I will give kind of the physical description that I was given of
Uh-huh.
the of them. They went and they adopted a child. The Darringtons adopted Sele, and the Skyarms
Let
adopted
me
Ren.
stop you right there. I can tell
Yes.
you with 100% certainty that the Darringtons adopted nobody.
Why is that?
Darringtons have not adopted anybody. They take quite pride in their own children. I cannot even imagine a world where they would consider adoption. They're just not those type of people. So whatever
Well,
information you have, the Darringtons have not adopted anybody. I cannot speak for the other family, as I don't know them so well, but the Darringtons have adopted
Do you
nobody.
trust Do you trust the Darringtons?
As much as I trust anyone.
would we
Well,
be able to, just to clear the air, to question them in your presence? Of course, we wouldn't want to cause any issues here.
You, he points to a guard, fetch the Darringtons! Right now, so it's a matter of utmost emergency. And I must say, if this is what you're saying is true, you're saying they were sacrificed at the chains? Is that correct?
Yes, and at the
yes.
very least, if it was not them, somebody knows enough about them to essentially pull this ruse.
Well, let's see what they have to say. And man, we have bigger problems. But my condolences for the losses at the Greenfields Orphanage. I know of it. People speak highly of it.
My suggestion is basically any less sacrifices that we can get for this cult to whatever the heck is down there, the better. If we can clear this up, because if they are in league with what has happened in Little Glen, and if they are in league with what has happened down in that temple, then there is a bigger issue at large here.
All right. Well, I'll send out. And he barks off some orders and is basically sending people to defend the chain north of Amber Barrow and to check out what's happening in Little Glen. Basically, they were basically planning to do that anyway because they thought the Wanderman Assembly was, setting up camp there, which is very dangerous. Eventually, about 20 minutes later, you see Lord and Lady Darrington come in, looking quite flustered. They look around at this riffraff and the presence of Dedrick Forwillow. Even Rafe, who normally looks quite good, but he's had a rough few days. And he says, "My Lord Forwillow, what is happening? What is going on? This is most unusual. It was supper time. We had plans for tea." And he smiles and says, "I'll say this once and once only. This lady here, this tiefling, she has some questions for you. I need you to answer them as honestly as you can. Do I make myself clear? And they look even more flustered. Of course, my lord. Of course. Miss, what is it you wish to know of us? What can we help you with?
Did you happen to travel to Amberborough lately?
Oh, last time I was here, maybe 5, 6 seasons ago.
I see. Have you been lending your carriages out lately?
Oh, just to my children, but they never wander far out of Silverdale, just in and around the streets here.
Has any of your carriages gone missing?
Not that I know of. Well, I mean, I was asked to be honest, and quite frankly, we have a lot of carriages. I can't say for absolute certainty that they haven't gone because there's just so damn many of them. I could have one of my people look into that, though, if you like.
Does the name Seely bring anything to mind?
Nope.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Nope. Garbage.
Yeah, don't know. Oh, Sealy? I've never heard of a Sealy.
Okay. Would you be able to provide the names of people who would possibly be against your family? People who would want to forge your name on documents, or people who would pretend to be you?
Says the person who just forged their signature. I can give you a list, of course. Quite frankly, I don't want to. I don't want people to know who I think my enemies are. This is a political game, my dear. I'm very uncomfortable with that.
How old are your children?
Oh, the youngest is 15, the oldest is 21.
Could you give a physical description of your eldest?
Okay, she does. It's a guy, handsome, blonde hair, blue-eyed. She says he thinks more of himself than he actually is. So if you see someone arrogant matching that description, that will be my son.
Are your butlers mainly elvish like you,
Yes.
or are they any human butlers?
Oh no, quite frankly, I lose count again. But we have at least a couple human butlers.
Anyone of the human butlers with black hair?
Yes, I believe one of them does.
And I will kind of recite the description that I was given from Benson of what he looked like. So
Of what the butler
human,
looked like. Okay.
yeah, human, younger, slicked back hair, very pale. Kind of getting as description as I can.
Well, let me think. So many butlers, I apologize. Slicked back hair, pale? We have a darker-haired gentleman with kind of curly hair. Doesn't ring a bell. Slicked back hair, pale, human? No. I don't think so. We only have 2 human butlers. One with the darker skin and the curly hair, and a young lass, barely 16 years old, who takes care of us as well.
I see. And I'm going to turn to I guess Diedrich. That was the description of the butler that we were given. Obviously, it doesn't match. The physical descriptions of Nen and Darren do match, though, right?
They do. Yep.
They do. And I will describe if Benson, because Benson did mention the outfit that the mother was wearing. I'm going to describe it to her basically in detail and ask if that confirmed, like if it matches any of her wardrobe.
Oh, well, once again, dear, I'm at a loss. I have so many dresses. Make a performance check, actually, Eris. Let's see how well you remember the details of the dress and how well you can convey that.
Ooh,
Oh
these-
yes, with the filgary, and greens and I never wear greens and yellows, my dear.
I see. Well, to inform you, somebody matching your physical descriptions, yet are not you, showed up in one of your carriages at an orphanage in Amberbarrow and adopted a child named Seely.
That is most unfortunate.
Of course. The child was later found dead,
Oh, my
sacrificed.
goodness.
From what I'm gathering here, most likely this is not a kind of standalone occurrence. I have the assumption that this has most likely happened to many different families here in Silverdale. Um,
Oh my goodness.
if
Have
you
you-
don't mind keeping an eye on all of your belongings, all of your butlers, all of your carriages, more so than normal. Something is obviously afoot. Your family has been targeted by something. I don't know whether to deface you or whatnot. Either way, a child is dead. Your name is on the paperwork. And from what Amberbarrow knows, your family took her.
Oh my goodness. I feel simply terrible. I mean, we would never do such a thing. I mean, look, I, I know I can't make this right, and I know. I mean, you suspect me. I can hear it in the tone of your voice. So look, as I feel terrible about this whole thing that's happening, looks bad for me if nothing else. Look, I know this. This is the way I often solve things. And she walks up to you, Eris, and she holds your hands, and she presses something into your palm and says, "I take this, and at least try and make the lives better for the children who do remain in the orphanage." And you look down in your hand, and she's pushed 50 platinum into your hand.
Oh my god.
Don't buy you off.
As I said, I know that it's the least I can do. I mean, I hope that I know I'm under suspicion, but please believe me, we have nothing to do with this.
Can I kind of insight check her on that?
Sure.
There you go. Finally.
She seems mortified by the whole situation. All the stuff you sold you, she showed genuine surprise. And with the very generous donation, I mean, the equivalent to 500 gold pieces is a lot of money, even for a rich person. So the amount she pressed into your palm is an outrageous amount. You believe her. You think she is shocked as you are. You get the impression she doesn't give a shit about the poor, but she gives enough of a shit that she knows orphans shouldn't be sacrificed and killed.
Well, and that it was her family that looks
It's her family
like did
name.
it.
It's her family
Yeah,
name.
That's
Yeah.
a shit reputation. Orphan murderer.
In front of the High Council leader. Yep.
So with a 17 insight, she's half concerned about the orphanage and the orphans that were gone, and half concerned about what this will do for her reputation.
Yeah.
But you think you get the impression she's just mortified as you are with this news. You don't think she's involved with this scheme.
And kind
to
of
get the orphans.
glancing over at Darren, it's basically the same. Like her
Her husband is the classic silent type, letting his wife do all the talking. He's just moving back and forth as the conversation's going, gasping at appropriate times, and yeah, I'll say with Inside 17 as well. He's quiet. Obviously, the wife runs and leads this family, but he seems equally shocked.
Okay. Eris will kind of nod. I know this is unfortunate questioning, and I don't mean to be so rush with you. But we just wanted to clear all of this up and obviously clear your names, as obviously, and I'm going to kind of motion towards Diedrich as well. Obviously, this wasn't them present. So there are people obviously impersonating people of higher standing from Silverdale. Either way, this is an issue. I hope as a member of the council, you will of course look into this among the other things we have chatted about today. I'm sorry to leave so much on your plate.
It is fine, says Jedrick Falwell. I mean, this is so complicated. Lady Darrington, Lord Darrington, I will make it clear that you are no way to be besmirched by this unfortunate incident. And yes, I'll make inquiries. I'll talk to the other families, see if we can get any other information from them. Other than that, I don't know. We're sending armies. We're going to send... we do have an army present on the Restless Islands. I suggest we send them to the Chains. I mean, we do have a presence down here in Mornstead. We'll effectively relinquish Mornstead and head to the Savage Mountains to defend that portal as best we can, those chains. Do you agree, Fowlin?
Absolutely.
Alright, so I guess we have a plan. We'll investigate and hey, Fowlin, catch. And he throws a stone at you. And
Okay.
this is a
Hopefully
secret.
catches it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's say you catch it.
Okay.
Even though in your exhausted state. It says this is a sending stone. Considers a direct line of communication with me. I'll let you know what I know. You let me know what you know. Understood?
He nods, yeah.
I believe you have a chain to follow.
All right. As they all get up, get ready to leave, Phelan approaches Cedric and he kneels down in front of him and says, I didn't kill her.
I know.
I know you know that. But I didn't stay and protect her. And it's as much my fault as anybody's that she's no longer here. And I can't make that up. But what I can do is live the life she expected me to live. And I hope that's enough.
I
And he
think that
kisses
is
his
enough.
ring.
He grabs your hand and raises to your feet. I know you weren't there to defend you. But the bigger question, though, is who killed her? If it wasn't you, then who was it? Because if it wasn't
I
for her death, then this whole war wouldn't have started in the first place.
have no clue.
That's a question for another time.
A brother.
Yeah, definitely your brother.
Perhaps.
Rafe won't think that immediately. I would think that, but Rafe wouldn't think that immediately.
Because it is his
You
brother
don't
as
think
well,
Say
right?
that out loud.
Yeah. It's his mother and his brother, so he
Yeah,
can't go there yet.
He said he's a douche.
Absolutely is, yes.
He's a douche with an army, but that's a problem for
Yep.
another time. So your
Yep.
plan is to follow the chains?
Yep.
Which chain? A taut chain? A loose chain?
Taut chamber, guys.
Okay.
We're on
Yep.
side protect the one that's still taut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eris will be grabbing all the stuff that she needs to gunk up that other chain as well as like a crap ton of pythons, like as
Okay.
many pythons as I can to do that whole like smashing them into the wall
Sure.
thing to keep the chain taut.
You have enough for 5, which makes sense. Now, last question before we end. Are you prioritizing following these chains, or are you going to try and get to the bottom of the Greenfield Orphanage's problems?
Here's a question. I think Rafe's ready to follow the chains, but I mean it's all connected. But if
It is all
Eris
connected
needs
to
to,
the cult in some ways. I mean, the children were
Yeah.
sacrificed at the chain.
but if Eris wants
Um,
to do any more investigating before we leave, that makes sense.
Eris will leave the investigation to Diedrich if he will take that. Obviously, it's an issue for him, and if he has any information for her, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
She would like to stop by at Amberborough to give the money to the orphanage to hire like armed guards
Okay.
for the orphanage.
Okay, so a brief stopover in Amber Barrow, giving them the pretty much 500 gold pieces, which will be enough to relieve the load on Benson, if nothing else. Guards to stop any children being perhaps kidnapped in the middle of the night, but we'll get to that next week. So a quick stop over in Amber Barrow, dropping off the money, and then following a chain. And
Yep.
where will the chain arrive? What will happen to Silverdale? What will happen to Clifton? Dum dum dum.
Cool stuff.
Okay.
Very
no
cool stuff.
initiative rolled this week.
I know.
Playing.
No,
Very good.
yeah.
I enjoyed
And
it.
sometimes
Yeah.
you need an RP session.
It was a really
Yeah.
good position, though. Yeah, it's really good.
Well, Fowlin had some shit to deal with.
Yeah.
Eris still dealing with shit. And,
Yep.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, that was fun as always, and we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.